So recently we learned that Adam Driver, who played Kylo Ren in Star Wars, recently put forward ideas to make a solo film about Ben Solo post Rise of Skywalker. Now, David Fincher was also developing a Star Wars movie post Rise of Skywalker that ultimately fell through. More failed Star Wars projects are coming out of the woodwork this week, following Adam Driver's revelation. There was a script titled The Hunt for Ben Solo, set after the Rise of Skywalker, that was ultimately turned down by Disney. Not by Disney, by Bob Iger. Reporter Jeff Snyder broke the news via his newsletter that David Fincher, the iconic director behind Seven, The Social Network, and Fight Club, was also working not that long ago on a movie for Lucasfilm. So I didn't reveal many details other than the story would have been set after the events of Rise of Skywalker, which is actually the same as Adam Driver's story as well, was set after the events and was focused on a character from that movie, though we don't know which one. The project would have been his idea, but negotiations fell through as the director asked for final cut, something that Lucasfilm was not willing to concede. Of course not, because Lucasfilm do not do that. Same as Marvel. Directors for hire. It's unclear how far along the development process the movie was, though. For starters, Fincher is not a writer, so someone else would have had to pen the script. Fincher is currently working on follow-up to Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood for Netflix, where the filmmaker has had an overall deal for a long time. His relation to Star Wars is also not unknown. He worked as a crew member on Return of the Jedi back in the day, which is one of his first experiences on a movie, and he was also approached to direct Episode 7 in the early days of development, shortly after Disney bought Lucasfilm. If anyone else has heard of that, fair play to you. I've never heard of that. Moreover, Kathleen Kennedy produced his movie, The Curious Case of Benjamin Button, so there's already a built-in relationship with the head of the studio. That movie was nominated for Best Picture, which could have been Kennedy's first Oscar. Kathleen Kennedy, yeah, okay. With an Oscar, yeah, okay. Which was also with Brad Pitt, by the way. And so will the sequel to Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Circling back to Adam Driver, Snyder also asked his source about the timing of the Hunt for Ben Solo reveal and whether he could be setting the stage for his return. He wrote, "I was assured that there are no plans for him to return to the Star Wars franchise, especially with Kennedy expected to step down from her post early next year." Now, guys, if you are Star Wars fans, and if you're on the internet, you will have heard Kathleen Kennedy has been stepping down from Star Wars for the past 10 years. This story has taken over Star Wars Twitter this week, with a good portion of the fanbase upset over the decision. It's even prompted a change.org petition, of course, and even incentivized the social media managers at Lucasfilm to post a fight between Rey and Ben Solo versus Palpatine on YouTube to capitalize on the sudden interest, writes Miguel Fernandez. Now, this is from StarWarsNewsNet.com. Is it reliable? Don't know. Do not know. However, this is, as it says here, the timing is quite ironic, considering the fact that, as I said, it recently came out that Adam Driver did go to Lucasfilm. Kathleen Kennedy agreed on the film, but Bob Iger refused it. So would this have tied in to this Ben Solo? The Hunt for Ben Solo, apparently, was the name of it. At this point, we can only guess, but more and more is abundant here that we know this is why Disney has not released a Star Wars film since 2019, The Rise of Skywalker, or The Rise of Palpatine. I don't know what you guys think. Let me know, and I will see you soon.